Hey guys, welcome to Beyond the Brush Live. I am Leah from Leah Noell Design Co. And
I'm Bianca. Sorry. Of Lotus Theory Designs. I'm sorry. You guys, I'm having technical difficulties with my camera today, and I just cannot get over how awful this looks. So please ignore it.
Bianca is very skilled in technology. So
not today. I think it may have, I think something got fried. So anyways, I'm Bianca, Lotus Theory Designs. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
We come live every Wednesday at noon Central Standard Time. I believe it's 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time and 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. One of the things we always have to figure out is time zones, and we just had a time change recently, which many of you guys are, some of you guys have it, some of you guys don't, but it's a great sign because it means spring is coming, right?
Correct. Yeah. I actually almost forgot. I was getting ready because we in Arizona, you guys, we don't change time. Everybody else does, but we don't. We stay the same. So I almost forgot. I was like, oh no. Even though we discussed it yesterday, I'm supposed to be on at 10 my time, not 11.
Yep. Yeah, it changes. So we wanted to ask you guys a question today. We are going to skip the news because we have no new news. We've done the same news for the last 2 months, and I'm like, there's really nothing new to talk about. So We're going to skip that portion, and we want to get straight to the good stuff. We're going to talk about live video today, how it can help your business, how to do it, just some good pointers, what equipment you need. But first, we always like to kind of open this up with some questions. So I wanted to ask you guys, and sometimes these are very self-serving, because I want to know what you guys do. Like, what are your spring traditions? Do you spring clean? Do you, when do you buy flowers? Like, what is your spring tradition where you're like, it's spring and this is what I'm doing because it's spring for me? And it just, that's like what sets off your spring. What do you do, Bianca? I mean, do you guys even really get a spring in Arizona?
Not really. But I do start shaving again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something you got to do in the spring.
Not much changes other than I shave.
Hey, man.
That first after winter shave it's treacherous, fresh razor, several passes. I got to make sure nobody else is taking a shower around the same time. I need all the water.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
Top that.
I can't. I do that year round. I don't know. What is my spring tradition? I thought of the idea, but you know what it is around here? It's cleaning up all of the leaves, and I can't do it too soon because, like where I'm from in Indiana, the leaves keep some of the like the fresh sprouts warm, because we get frost all the way until Mother's Day, so it can freeze anytime until Mother's Day. So like right now it's like resisting the urge to pull those leaves. I will actually pull the leaves out and put new mulch down before Reagan's birthday party, but it's the yard work. I love the yard work in spring, like springtime. Just set the tone for the year, lay the mulch, get the leaves out of there, and that's my it's springtime.
That's
and by me, I mean I have the kids help me too, so. And
yeah, I don't.
They do most of it.
I live in a desert. That doesn't happen for me. I don't see anything from you guys, viewers. What's your spring thing? What is that thing that you do when springtime hits?
Do you? Oh, you know what else I like to do is painting a spring inspired piece. I always feel really inspired to paint bright colors in the spring as well.
I know. I threw on bright lipstick today, and my daughter says,
"I like
that's really bright." And I was like, it feels like spring to us here in Arizona, because we went from 60-degree weather to like 80s. So
it's cold. I was just in Arizona on Friday. It's cold there. It is so cold there. And it was cold, but it was like the prettiest I've ever seen it, because I've always gone in the fall. I've gone the last time I went, it was in March too, but it was pretty. Like, it was prettier than the last time because there was blooms. There was a lot of blooms, which was nice.
Oh yeah, we have some of the most beautiful wild flowers. We do have some viewer.
Oh, yay.
Yay. Let's just start from the beginning. A lot of people are saying hi. Hi, everyone. Patty, I will change out my fall and winter decorations for spring decor on Sunday.
Nice. Yep. Spring's my favorite decor.
Yeah, I like fall, but I do like the new life of spring. There's just
Yes.
something symbolic about new life. So, um, Angela changes the decor on the mantle. I'm gonna assume it's the same thing.
Yep. I did that right after Valentine's Day.
Exactly. My teenage daughter, in
Yeah.
response to my comment, that's bright. Yeah, absolutely a teenage daughter. Lindsay cleans all of her windows. She lets the sun shine in. I love everything that Leah lives or loves, maybe. I don't know. But I was just outside burning old leaves.
We're in the same area.
I was going to say, doesn't she live by you? So she can totally feel that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to get like, and then, well, we burn all year. That's one of the things around here. Like, we can have fires all the time. All the time we can have fire. Like, even in like boxes and stuff, we just burn them. Right. Which is nice because I know you guys really can't do that on the West Coast too much. Like, fires really aren't a thing. Like, bonfires.
Yeah, we can here. We have no burn days. You just, I don't know, you have to be careful because, the wildfires out here can be a lot and very dangerous. Couple more, then we'll move on to my question. So, Mill Creek Mischief, I like that name. Buy flowers for outside, get the outdoor furniture out and mulch. Window washing is always a goal for Claire, but it doesn't always get done.
Yeah, I feel that.
Angela, also yard work. My grass needs the first cut of the year now, but it's raining. Already? I feel like such a diva. I don't do that. I don't do yard work, but I have rocks out front.
Yeah, you have racks. Well, my husband and Mason and my son Mason do most of it, but I like being out there and doing things. I spray the weeds, and then when we get mulch this year, because we didn't get mulch last year, I'll help lay the mulch and I'll pick everything out. And I'll plant flowers. I'll plant the flowers and do all the things. We like live in our subdivision. We have a lot of like people that have lived here for like 30 plus years, and they're really into gardening. Like, we have a master gardener in our subdivision. Wow. And she's like, I'll come over anytime and let you know what plants you have and help you plant like the best plants. But it's really cool because there's a lot of just like natural flowers that are really well taken care of. And they just like, I don't know, like we moved into a place where people just love gardening and they love like all the different flowers. Like, there's a hill in our, like, when you drive up to our house, there's a whole hill where this woman has planted daffodils. The whole hill is covered in just daffodils, and they spring up for like 3-4 weeks. It's just daffodils and daffodils and daffodils. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So Kurt started planting daffodils on our hill too, because he's like, I want daffodils.
Sure, but of course.
It's so cool. It's just, it's like, that's like springtime around here. You got the daffodil hill.
Mary, sorry.
Thank you.
I love Leah sitting in that hot back pink chair. I know that pink chair is pretty amazing.
I'm excited. Yeah, I finally got the set done.
It's beautiful. I love your vibe. You need to come do my house.
I've been in your house. Like, hey, listen, we have a piece of furniture we did together in your house.
That's true. I stare at it all the time, and I'm like, it's so pretty. I still love it.
It is a pretty piece. It is really pretty.
Very pretty. So my question is, are you ready? And you guys, Leah put me on the spot, so it's going to take me a minute to think of my answer. But my question is, what do you wish more people understand about you? Is that grammatically correct? That's what it says. What do you wish more people understood or understand about you? Leah, go. I know it's too deep, right? Put you on the spot. It's deep.
Deep one.
And you guys answer too.
Yeah, I guess that the one thing I would say is that my core belief is that you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. And I really make an effort to always think about what I want and how I want to be, because you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. So that's one of my core beliefs. And so I just try to live my life like that and just live where I'm always thinking about, not what I don't want, but what I do want. And I think that if more people had that, knew that, they would have better lives. They would have, there would be more happiness. There would be more just peace
Sure.
with yourself.
Susan likes your answer.
Oh, thank you, Susan.
Mary says that when I'm in the mode, leave me alone. You know what? I hear you. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Enneagram, but look it up. It's the Enneagram. It's like ENNEAGRAM. Okay. Anyway, I'm a 3 on the Enneagram, and I'm the same way. When I'm in the zone, don't talk to me, don't look at me, don't bother me.
Right.
Yep. But my answer would be, so what is the one thing that you wish people understood about you? And you guys, I'm waiting for more answers from you. But I can be very direct, and that can be misconstrued. I don't know how to operate sometimes in a world where like everything is sugary, because I can just be very direct. I just spit it out. And there's a lot of things that I say that, if you don't know me, can equally have like a negative connotation, but yet a positive connotation. It's like the word consequences, right? Consequences technically can be good or bad. So you can have positive consequences or negative ones. And oftentimes the things that come out of my mouth give me negative consequences, but it's legit. And so I'll explain to people like, well, but you know, I'm just asking a question or saying something, and it's just direct. I didn't flower it up. And I think that's just, you know, one of those lingering things about me being from the East Coast. You know, we can be very direct out there. And then living here on the West Coast, people tend to like things a little bit more sugary and
a little easier on the West Coast. Like it is
very,
a little bit, yeah.
Very quick story. Years ago, I had a retail job, and I had this customer come in, and she was angry about something. And I said to her, I said, so what do you want me to do? She called my boss, and he says, Bianca, did you say to her, what do you want me to do? And I said, well, yeah, I'm asking her what she wants me to do so we can resolve it. You see what I mean? So that's just me being direct. I didn't mean it like, well, what do you want me to do? That's not how I said it. I just wanted to know what she wanted me to do so I could do it and be done.
Yeah. So. And it's easier dealing with people who are direct, because
you know where you stand.
It is. You do, you know, and even with your thoughts, like being direct with yourself as well is important, you know?
So other people say, Redeemed Furnishing says, so true. Quit thinking about what you don't want. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's something Leah's been trying to program into my brain. I've
been pretty direct with you too.
I know. I love that.
Better. You respond. I do. You respond better to directness. I think we all do. Sometimes it's a little bit easier just to be direct. Like, what do you like? Because a lot of times people are going around like, "What do you want from me? What do you want from me?"
Right.
Because
I have no problem telling you.
We're not always direct.
Right. Oh yeah. No, I have no problem telling people what I need, what I want, what I expect, I'll just tell you, because it's not really fair to you to have to guess. So this is what I need from you. Don't ask for what's for dinner.
I love you, Susan.
Barry says, I love you, Bianca. It's not direct, it's authentic. Patty says, I'm a giving and loving person, but don't cross me. I love those people. Those people are my favorite.
Yeah.
Don't mistake my kindness for weakness kind of people. I'm loving that. Susan, how do we/you artisans overcome a public that thinks white is the only thing? I do what I want. So I remember when I first started getting into this industry, everybody was painting white, and I said, no, I'm going to do this hot blue, this hot pink, purple, just do what you want. There's nothing to really overcome. Just do what you want, I think. I
found
it your buyers are out there.
Yeah, and I find it that I've had white, when I do white, it sits forever. I'm thinking about just testing the theory, because I've had more furniture for sale right now than I've ever had. And I stopped taking customs, but I'm considering doing a white piece just to see if it sells at this point. But in the past, when people don't expect white from me. Yeah. So do what speaks to your heart, because what I've found is the more that I do what I want, the faster it sells. And when I look around at my room right now of furniture, they're solidish colored pieces. And so you really, when you, and it's not that I didn't enjoy painting them, but a lot of them are just, they're not my really artsy pieces. And so when you really feel what you want to paint, you're going to attract that customer to you. So I think a lot of it has to do with attraction. What kind of a customer do you want to attract?
So basically we're circling back to what you said earlier about what you get what you think about, right?
Whether you want it or not. Yeah. So if you think that only white sells, then only white's going to sell.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest lessons I've ever learned in life is you get your thoughts, think about it. You think it into fruition every time.
Yep, absolutely. So let's see.
Yes.
Pam, be a honey badger. Honey badgers don't give a. They do what they want. Do you remember the honey badger? That was a thing for a while.
I have no idea what a honey badger is.
Oh, it was like I don't know, one of those like internet viral things. The honey badger, like it's on YouTube. It's a video. Basically, honey badger doesn't give a shh.
Is it like a bear?
Honey badger don't give a shiplap, girl. And I don't know, it went viral. It was a whole like pop culture thing for a while. So, but Pam, you're on point.
I missed it.
All right, so let's get to the meat. Yes, you guys, that was fun. Okay. Thank you for responding. I just love when everybody joins in.
I do too.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot more fun. And you guys, also, we are going to do a Q&A today. So if you have questions, pop them in. But we do want to talk about live video.
Yes.
So Bianca, when did you start doing live video?
When I first became a brand ambassador for Dixie Belle. So that was June of 20. We're in 2022, so 2019.
Okay, 2019. Okay.
And that was one of the, well, you have to go live to be a brand ambassador. And I'm like, well, I don't really do that. So, but I guess I'll try it. And so that's when I first started. So I had a reason. I wanted to be a brand ambassador. So I pretty much had to conquer the fear of going live because I hadn't done it before, because it's terrifying when you haven't done it before.
It is. It is. It is terrifying. And it's one of those things that I think people relate it to public speaking. Like public speaking is a fear that most people have, and going live is a fear that a lot of people have. So those two things, I guess, almost correlate together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gail says, just say 1, 2, 3, go.
1, 2, 3, go. That's what we do.
Honestly, that's like advice that I give to people for all kinds of things. If you want it and you want to do it, just get in there.
Just do it. Yeah. That's the thing. You just have to do it.
Yeah.
So what kind of equipment did you have?
Well, non-working equipment.
Non-working equipment.
I mean, okay, can we just take a step back? Let's talk about, or at least just make note of, the irony that we're talking about going live today and my camera takes out. I'm on my webcam now. That's why it looks so icky. But I typically use a Sony mirrorless camera. I use an A5100. It's like 8 years old or something. And I got it really cheap used, but that's what I use. That's not what you have to use, you guys. So I'm just letting you know, but it does give a really nice quality, especially when I'm recording videos for YouTube. I mean, I have my very large camera, but I don't use that because it's just so clunky. Like I've got this thing. I use this for taking pictures, and my camera that I use, my Sony A5100, is connected all the time to my computer. So behind here, and I wish I could show you, but I'm using my built-in webcam. There's a big ring light. I don't know if you can you see it in my eyes?
Yeah, I know that you pointed
that's the ring light, right? I'm like, I'm going to figure out a way to show you. Anyway, but I have the A5100 sticking out of it as well. So, and it's just connected to the computer. And I have two of them, actually. I have one in my garage and I have one in here. So I would say, like, getting started, do you have to have these fancy, the fancy equipment? No, gosh, no. Leah, I think you're just on your phone, right?
All the time. Everything. Yeah. Everything is on my phone.
I would say lighting is, I say the same thing in photography. So lighting and then going live, any kind of videography, you can have the fanciest equipment, okay? But if you have poor lighting, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah. You have to be able to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And, exactly. Thanks, Gail. Gail says, I have this spray bottle. Somewhere around here is a kitten and she's being mischievous. So I was trying to off camera. She's funny. Awful. My daughter left for work and didn't lock her. She's supposed to. But thank you, Gail. Gail likes my top. My daughter said I'm wearing a muumuu. Gail, I use my iPhone. I have lights from Amazon.
Yeah.
What are you using? You're just using your iPhone?
Yeah. So I'll show you guys actually. So I have a ring light that from Amazon that I use. It's a plug-in. I actually want to see if they have a cordless. And then if you guys are just starting out and you don't want to spend a lot of money, this is under $20. It comes with a ring light, but I took it off because I don't use it. I just use natural light. But it's just a base, and I use this a lot. I use it when I do like smalls in my garage as well. Oh, sorry guys. As well, and it just holds my phone. And I use my phone. One of the things I have done is I get a new iPhone at least every year, every other year. I get the newest iPhone and I get the most storage I can on it. I think I have like 60,000 photos. I need to delete them. But that's kind of where I go. Like, because technology, I really shut down with it. I don't enjoy it. It's something that I do hire out a lot, like video editing and such. I'm learning a little bit, but over time, like that's something I've always hired out, always. Like when I first started out, I hired my cousin who just needed an extra couple bucks in college. And then, you know, recently I've hired somebody to do like video editing for me, but I've always gone live because for me, it was so much easier to just, I love being live. I love being able to connect with you like right now in real time. And it was easier because I'm not going to edit a video. And it also resonated with my audience more because you're going to see my real-time mistakes. You're going to, get to know my personality. I believe that live video really helped me build my audience nationwide because people can see me and they could say, oh, that's Leah. I trust her. I trust that if I buy a piece of furniture from her website, she's going to ship it to me. So I think that live video builds a trust with your audience that you don't necessarily get with pre-recorded. So, they all have their places, but I've always kept it really simple. Like that is my business motto. As simple as I can keep it, the better, because then I'm going to do more. I'm just going to do more. So I've always gone live straight from my phone, simple, easy equipment. I've replaced my ring light a couple times just because, you knock them over in the shop. The cords wear out, whatever. But a ring light on Amazon, there's like a tall one. I always recommend you get the 18-inch ring light. They're like $120 and they go on sale for like $100 every once in a while. And I usually buy one of those every 2 years. So they're well worth the investment.
Yeah. We're probably using the same one. I have the 18-inch. Definitely get the 18-inch, you guys. Because those little, small, not even bright, I mean, they're pointless. That's what
I had.
Yeah, and it really doesn't illuminate anything. It's too small. So what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up buying something and then spending money again to get what you really want. So skip that. I would say get an 18-inch right off the bat. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Linda says, yes, people can relate to you. No matter what you think of your personality, people connect to you.
Yes, exactly. And that's what live video is. Like it's attraction again. You're attracting the right people. You're attracting the right people to you.
So what I'm getting in these comments, and you guys keep your comments coming, any questions going live. This is kind of just a free-flowing conversation. We don't really have like an organized list for you. We want to spend this time talking about going live, talking about what you want to know about, not what we think you should know. So
which is the beauty of going live.
I know,
right? That is the beauty. And that is like, it's a lesson in a lesson, because that is why you go live, because I'm not guessing your questions. You're telling me what you want to know right now, and I'm answering it.
We just came back full circle on that, right? Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. What you really, really want. Okay, I'm done. Please don't leave, everyone. Anyway, Angela, I'm getting a lot of comments here really about the fear portion of it. So Angela says, I'm terrified of going live, but I'm cool with public speaking. I need to overcome the fear. Well, that's half the battle. I think if you're used to going public speaking, Angela, I think that's kind of half the battle, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Somebody else said that they were scared. Anyway, it's lost in the comments. It's up there somewhere. But, a lot of people, I think that's step one. So we can talk about equipment. We can talk about, what time of day you should go live, what kind of content you should be going live about. all of that is all good and well, but really step one is building up the courage to actually do it. I remember my first live, I was sweating profusely hours before going live. And then the minute I hit that live button, I had to pee so bad, you guys. I was so scared and sweating. And then it didn't help. Okay, and I'm not trying to scare you, but people are just, they're brutal. They're like, you're sweating. I'm like, you think? You know, like, I'm like, for the first, I would say year, I'd get so nervous and I'd sweat. I literally would just have a towel hand and be like, yes, I know I sweat, you know, but, and try to keep focused on the topic at hand, which at the time was teaching how I, you know, paint my furniture. But I can tell you that the more I did it, the more comfortable I became going live.
Yes, that's it. And that's what it is. You have to do it to grow. Live video is still the number one tool for growing your social media. I did research on this the other day because frankly, I was under the impression that short-term video was substantially more useful to growing your social media, like Reels and you know, TikToks. I thought those were better to grow your social media, where it isn't. It is live video. It is still live video, which shocked me.
Yeah, that is shocking because I thought the same.
Yes. And so the biggest thing is with going live is if you want to grow, let's say you're somebody that wants to grow your business, you want to get your furniture seen, you have to do those things that you're uncomfortable doing. You have to do them. I still do them every day. I do things that I'm uncomfortable doing just because that's how you grow. So if you're scared, it's a good indication that it's something that that you know it's going to help you grow, and you just need to do it. Now, the best thing is when you first start going live, usually there's not a lot of people that show up, right? You might have one
That's
or two
true.
viewers, right? So, you know, just go live, and then keep going. And as you get more comfortable, more people will show up, and it'll just get better and better. But it's the number one tool to grow your social media, which was true when I started 4 years ago. When I started 4 years ago, I like published my page and I went live right away. I had like 2 followers, that was like my husband and I don't even think anybody else. And I went live. And the benefit of doing that was I just went live and I did not have an audience. But I knew I had to do it and I wanted to. I had the desire to go live. So, you know, there are other ways that you can just get out of your comfort zone. But there's other ways. Like, let's say you don't want to show your face. You could just show your hands. There's so many different ways that you could go live that are unique to your comfort zone until you get more comfortable. But the best way to do is just do it. Just do it.
And real quick, be yourself.
Yes.
Don't go live trying to be somebody that you're not. Your people will find you. And if people, you know, don't respond in a way that, you know, is favorable to you, then they're just not your people. It's really, really that simple.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So let's see. Lots of comments. Sorry, I'm scrolling down. Colleen, how do you know what your viewers are asking you when you're painting live? So do you mean, Colleen, as far as like reading the comments?
Yeah.
You can have, Colleen says, does someone read them to you? So there are some people, I'm not fortunate enough to have somebody that, you know, is kind of being the camera person that can also monitor the comments. I would love to have that. I know other people do. And it's great actually, because then, you know, there's kind of a nice dynamic that happens there as well. I'm not that fortunate. So what I try to do is, you know, in between when I'm doing the live and I'm like if I'm actually painting, it can be hard. It can be hard to paint and monitor comments, but I will try to, you know, keep peeking back at the comments as I work, and therefore, you know, try to respond to as many as possible. Another option would be to, you know, just go back after you're live and answer the questions that you missed in the comments.
Yeah. I also, like, I've always tried to look, but you know what's funny is my eyes have, so since when I first started, I could paint and look at the camera and I could see it. Since then, I think because owning a business, you don't realize how much time you spend on your screen, on your phone, responding to comments. My eyes don't work. So this helps a lot. A tablet, something where you can actually see the comments well, so like if I'm painting a piece of furniture, I did specifically buy this for that reason. So I can stream the comments on my tablet and then stream the video from my phone. And that helps a lot because I want to answer as many questions as I can going live. So
that's a great idea.
You have another, or even, another great thing that you could use is like old cell phones. So let's say you have like an old iPhone 6. You could just hook that thing up to Wi-Fi and stream your live, from your phone, and then stream the comments from that iPhone or whatever.
Yeah, that's really smart. Good. Lindsay, I just had to press live and force myself because I was already live and it wasn't so bad, but the children, they're running and screaming everywhere. And I realized if I could get through that, I could definitely do it again. Amen.
Yeah.
It can be hard. Even just now, like a few minutes ago, this cat was down here. I don't know if you guys were watching, if you remember, like, I don't know, a couple episodes back, months, we rescued a kitten and she never got good at being a cat as far as her behavior. She's just awful. So of course she's down here, messing with my dress, messing with my drapes, this macrame behind me. She loves that. But even then I'm like, okay, so distraction. I'm trying to not let you guys know that there's actually something going on down here while I'm with the squirt bottle, but it happens. Have some grace for yourself. It's really not that big of a deal. Oftentimes I find that I need to take my own advice because when we first started this video, I was stressing out about the quality of this video because my camera, of course, it's not working. So I'm using a backup camera. But really, I'm like, okay, get over it. And here we are. And it's okay. It's okay.
It's relatable. It's relatable.
Yes.
So when I first started the first couple of years, I had done there was this thing where on Facebook you could do a dual live with somebody else. Right now we have to use extra equipment. And my friend Anissa and I started a show, and it was called the Hot Mess Moms Paint Show. Yeah. And it's my favorite example of using your life, using your limitations as a benefit. So she has 4 boys, and my kids were small. Well, my kids weren't really small. Like Reagan was like 7 at the time, and you never knew when a kid was going to run across the street, when a kid was going to need a snack. Right. You didn't know if we were going to try to go live at noon on Thursday, but we might not have done it till 3 on Thursday. And we named it the Hot Mess Moms Paint Show because we were just capitalizing on the fact that we were going to be a hot mess. We were moms and we were relatable. And it was a huge hit. We grew our audiences significantly through being relatable from what would have been our limitations. So think about that when you're thinking about going live. Like, you're live. People know that, you might have a cat running around, that, things aren't perfect. So don't use your limitations to benefit you.
And then the other thing that has always helped me anyway, and again, I just have that direct logical brain, the way that it works is, I don't if people would complain, because there's people out there, they complain, where are you talking too much? I don't like your kids are running around, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you're not paying me anything. Yeah. So keep that in mind, you guys, unless this is some kind of direct consultation that you have with somebody, right? They're not paying you, so they get what they get. So don't let that be a deterrent for you, because your audience is still out there. People relate to being a hot mess mom.
Right. And that's where I just had this conversation with my daughter the other day, this is my favorite thing. Nobody who's doing more than you will criticize you. Yeah. Only people that do less than you will criticize you. That is so true. It's like the people that criticize you online, they're doing less than you. Whenever I get a criticism, I'll go to that person's page and I'll think, yep, that rung true again. That rung true again. Or anyone in life, whenever I get criticized, I think, are they doing more than me in life? No. And that's why they're criticizing. So nobody that's doing more than you will ever criticize you.
Right. And I feel like once there's an understanding of that, it's empowering.
It is. It is.
I used to get so upset, and it took years for me to get over that. But I used to get so upset. Just, they said something mean. And now I'm just like, psh. Yeah. It's just a little ankle biter. They don't mean anything. They ain't doing anything. Right. Just, so get out of here, scram. So. Exactly.
Here
we go, Janet. I dropped my table during my first paint pour while live. So I decided to take that and turn it into reels to share everywhere. Smart, Janet. I love that. Leah did a live. Oh my God, please don't get mad at me for bringing this up. But Leah poured epoxy too deep.
Oh my God. Yeah, I started a smoke fire here on the Dixie Belle page. It's one thing when you do it on your own page. It's another thing when you're doing it on the company page. And I started a smoke fire, and I had to turn the camera off, put the fire out, and delete the video. You can always delete the video. You can always delete the video.
True story. So funny.
Yeah. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, Deborah. So that's my issue. How do you talk to a camera? I know it's weird, right? It is weird. It's especially hard for me because I'm trying to see the screen, the comments. My eyes are going from here to there. Oh yeah. Hey guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just look at it. I don't know. Help. Maybe you have something better than that. Just look at it. What do you got, Leah?
Just practice. You know, I find it easier to talk to a camera than I do to an audience.
Yeah. Well, and then the other thing is too, I actually was just thinking, Leah, you are using your phone right now, right?
Yes.
So like the camera and the comments, it's all kind of on this small little like playing field. So it looks like you're looking at the camera at all times, where I'm using my big iMac screen. Okay. So I'm all over the place right now, but I do try to look here at times, even though Leah is actually about here. So
yeah, and I would say like 90% of you guys are probably just going to go live on your phone. You're not like you're not going to like Bianca and I work well together because she does all of that.
Yeah,
like she does all of the techie stuff, and I'm like, I don't know. Don't even ask me because I use my phone. So keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Amen.
That is the one way I've found success, is keeping my systems simple, because when they become too complicated, it's human nature to shut down and you don't do anything. You know, have you ever had so much to do that you just take a nap?
Yes.
You know, so just keep it simple.
I'm an anxious person, so phone. Yes, I relate to that. I can be overwhelmed. Nothing gets done. And you're right. Keep it simple. Okay, Stacy, do you find people like to only see one thing for 45 minutes or shorter snippets with varying content? What do you find?
This is what I do. This is what I've always done. I go live. I show what I'm going to show, and then I get off the camera. Usually my lives when I'm by myself are 20 minutes. The only time you'll ever see me live for an hour is when I have somebody else on or I'm teaching in my group. Other than that, I really like whenever I would go live on the Dixie Belle page on Tuesday nights, rarely would I go past 7:30, because why am I going to take 60 minutes to show you something that takes 20?
Yeah.
That's my personality. Here it is. Here you go. See you later. You know, so that's where I'm at. So do what, do what makes you feel better. Now, there is a benefit to slowing down and taking the time to interact and do those types of things. There's people that are attracted to that too. But for the people that like the 20 minutes in and out, I learned something, they come to me. The people that want the 45 to an hour instruction, they're going to go to somebody else. So do what you're comfortable with. Do what you're good at. Do what you're skilled at.
And if you're new, then try it out. Do a long session for 45 minutes, showing one thing, doing it slowly, and therefore giving pretty clear instruction. Or do shorter snippets and see, if you're new and you haven't really established and maybe you have, but if you haven't really established your audience right now, it's actually kind of a fun time because you can figure out what works for you and you can figure out what's grabbing an audience for you. Where Leah is, her audience is used to Leah doing the 20 minutes, here it is, sayonara. So there's actually something fun about that new beginning.
Yeah, exactly. It's fresh.
You're right, because you're right. And because now if I do something that's like outside of my norm, it's kind of like you were saying, people are used to seeing color from you and not white. It's the same thing for me. If I do something that people aren't used to from me, they're just like, they're confused,
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah, Jackie uses her iPad for comments. Let me just move down a little bit. Don't random chit chat like I do. Ha ha ha. I do that when I'm filling time while working.
I did, but okay, I have to tell you, you know what I notice when I record my videos? When I concentrate, my husband tells me this all the time. If you watch my videos, I do this. And then I was like fast recording, I just move my mouth. So I wonder if it's just something we just randomly chat, but I won't even be talking, or like when we're like when I concentrate, I make really weird facial movements. In fact, when they move furniture, they make my husband and son will exaggerate me. They'll be like, but I think you become so self-conscious, not self-conscious, but you become self-aware of what you do. Yeah. And so I think that sometimes the random chit-chatting comes from that, because it's like when you concentrate, sometimes you just move your mouth. So then it just, whatever's in your head comes out.
Well, and then she was saying too that she does it to fill the time. One thing, actually, I'm glad that you brought that up, Susan. I would say, start to get comfortable with silence.
Yes.
That is difficult. I know that it is, because even like right now, I'm like, oh, let's take another comment. And then it takes me a sec. And to fill that time, I'm like, I'm just looking for a comment, you guys. And I'm scrolling, but it's like, why can't we just not talk for literally 7 seconds? What's the big deal? I think that we are so busy, and especially, in this day and age, we constantly have to be stimulated. It can be difficult, but it is possible to reprogram ourselves to be comfortable in silence.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So true, Stacy says. I'll try that. I don't know, Susan. I don't know if Susan can, though. Susan is chatty. I love you, girl. I love you. She's chatty.
Susan's
and that's okay.
Fun.
But you know what? That's who you are. So I don't want you to feel like, you have to change. Some people like that. Some people aren't comfortable in silence and want somebody that's going to fill the silence for them. So, there's nothing wrong with silence, but most don't like it. It's true. It's true. So, Llewellyn, that's funny. I stick my tongue out when I concentrate on something hard to do.
Yeah, I know. It's funny because once you start videoing, you become self-aware of those little quirks that you do.
Yeah, well, there you go. I use the word a lot to fill. It's like, I actually looked it up because I'm like, I gotta stop. It's like the word like, it's, or it's a way to, it's like my brain is buffering. Okay. So I'll say, in between to kind of let, we do that in body language to let people know, like buffering. I'm thinking, I'm trying to catch up with my thoughts. So I do that a lot. And I really tried to make an effort to not do it. And then I started to talk like this. And then it got weird. And so I'm like, forget it. All day. It is what it is. I am who I am. So.
And that's the great thing about live video is you get that true authentic person. You're not editing the ums out.
Right. And when I do like pre-recorded videos, I spend a lot of time editing out the ums.
Yeah.
A lot of time. So it's true. Okay. So any other questions on this? I think that is, or not questions. Let's do the open Q&A because we have 15 minutes left. Open Q&A. Ask us whatever you want. And while we're waiting for that, Leah, do you have anything to wrap up the like going live portion of the segment? I mean, I feel like the moral was what? Be yourself. Just get in there and try it.
Yeah, it's the one thing I'm going to say to going live. It is the number one way to grow your business. If you want to grow your business, go live. If there are other ways to do it, sure. But we're not putting flyers on people's front doors anymore to sell their furniture. Nobody's doing that. Go live. Just, if you haven't sold furniture in a while, go live. If you are wanting more followers, go live. Just, it is the number one way to grow your business right now on any platform. Go live.
Okay, Leora, you're going to be a complex, Leora. I once sat there in a presentation where she said nearly 200 times. No clue what she actually said because that's all I could focus on. And yes, I counted. Oh my my God,
Oh,
Leora.
goodness.
I'm done. I gotta go. Thanks, guys. Just kidding.
How many times have we said
that is funny. I've done that though. I've done that to people, like, or songs. Like, how many times do they say, you know?
Yeah.
That's funny. Stacy wants to know what video editing software you use. Well, for this, it's not video editing, but right now I'm using StreamYard, but I am going to warn you guys, okay? Like, let's just keep it real. That's why Leah and I are here. I find that when I use StreamYard, and I have to be able to do this dual live with Leah and I, but when I use StreamYard, the reach tanks. So if you can, it is better to go live directly from your pages so that you get that potential reach, okay? So I'm just putting that out there. I'm keeping it real with you. As far as video editing software, I used iMovie for a while. It's kind of clunky. Honestly, I do all of my video editing on my phone, and I just use InShot because honestly, it's just easier for me.
Yeah.
InShot app. Look it up. Leora, but a few ones are okay. Squirrels, okay. You guys are cracking me up. Susan says I need to find the live button. It's there, Susan. It's there.
Susan, I have not seen you go live, and I see you all the time. I want to see you live.
I know, like, Susan, you're just around. Let's see it.
Susan is always, Susan is one of the greatest supporters and kindest people in the industry, and I want to see you live more, Susan.
Agreed. Susan's very talented. Anyway,
she is
Jackie,
extremely talented.
Help. Does anyone know how to get comments on my iPad? You mean when you're going live, or like right now? It should just be a swipe left, or is it left or right? You should be able to swipe, and then the comments will come. They'll show up.
Yeah.
Mimi, do you have to go live or just record some videos? Which is better?
I think live.
I don't know. Go ahead.
It depends on the platform. So,
agreed.
Like, Facebook is going to respond better to live.
Yeah.
YouTube's going to respond better to pre-recorded. TikTok, I think that I don't really know. Honestly, I don't know the answer to that. Instagram, I've always been taught that it's not worth it because they delete it after 24 hours. So it just depends on the platform. So let's say that you're like, I am not going live, but I'll do a lot of pre-recorded videos. Go be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the platform. And you can research that. Just Google it, guys. Google is your best friend.
Now, whether you go live or do pre-recorded, okay, here's a tip for you guys. You can keep that video. So download that video. So say that we go live and say that we're going live here and I wanted to make, I don't know, content regarding Beyond the Brush. I could download this video, edit this video, tear it apart, stitch it together how I want, and make content specific to those other platforms. So, I could make a reel out of this, maybe with some of our bloopers or of us laughing. That would actually be kind of funny.
It would be.
It would be, right? And just kind of stitch it together to kind of entice people to join us live. If I do a pre-recorded video, I could, I could stitch it together. I could put it on YouTube, the full video, and then I can tear it apart, dissect it. And maybe I'm doing a few different applications. And now I have different reels that I could put on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, etc. So just a little tip for you guys, just because you do something like in this one moment, this one video, you could actually branch out and get so much content for the other platforms using that one piece of material.
And to further expand on that, my video editor has asked me when I do a live, because she repurposes my lives a lot, she says, Leah, what I want you to do is I want you to say hello, say your piece, say hello to everybody, and then take a deep breath, take a pause, and then say, today we're going to be doing this, and then go into it. And even though you're chatting, she goes, do it in segments so that I can edit that segment. So be constantly, and I would say that's more of an advanced tip. If you're just going live for the first time, don't even worry about that. But if you know that you're going to be repurposing the video, you're going to learn how to speak to that live and then be able to repurpose it later.
Or what I would do, that's really good, is I would do a live video. What I'm saying, like, that's really good. You're really good. Thank you for that. I would do a live video and then stitch down And actually, if there were parts where I was like talking, I'd remove things like answering comments, etc. But I would actually just remove the volume altogether and do a voiceover and maybe even do a time lapse to make it go by a little bit faster and then explain what I'm doing in a voiceover. Boom, I now have a YouTube video.
Yes. Yeah. There's lots of ways to repurpose videos.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
absolutely.
That's a good tip. I didn't think of that.
So I don't know what Switcher is, Linda. I think mentioned this twice. I was part of a focus group with Switcher. I swore my reach tanked too. They couldn't think of a reason how that could be though. I'm telling you guys, I don't know what it is about using these third-party streaming services. I can only speak StreamYard. That's the only one I've used. But it just seems like when I go live, not using and just using Facebook is like a jealous boyfriend, you guys. Please don't boot me, Facebook. I said it. I said what I said. But Facebook wants you to go live using Facebook. So yeah, I would actually go ahead and experiment with that, Linda. See what your reach is going live on Facebook instead of Switcher. Unfortunately, to be able to do this with Leah, I have to use this third-party streaming service. So
because we tried to do it without it and it did not work. We tried to just use Facebook, and Facebook is weird too, because Facebook, you used to be able to, things are constantly changing. You used to be able to do this on Facebook, and then Facebook took it away, and then StreamYard came into play. So
yeah. Why is everything backwards on lives? You're using your camera, the front. I'm sorry, you're using your cell phone, the front. Okay, let me turn this off. Okay, so if I'm using this portion, I'm not backwards, but because you guys we use the front little tiny camera, then it's gonna kind of create like a mirror effect. That's why.
Yes.
Good info, Rob says. Should we be on all social platforms? That's a good question. I'm on a lot of them, but honestly, I can't keep up with them. For me anyway, I have found, somebody gave me this advice. I'm so glad that I listened to it. Let me just focus on one at a time and master it. And, eventually it kind of becomes second nature running that platform. And it almost is kind of like a propelling platform eventually at some point. And then I can kind of mentally take on another one. So I started with Facebook. Then I was like, you know what? I'm going to build my Instagram. And then I started there. I wasn't like, I need to get a Facebook, an Instagram, a Pinterest. I still don't even know Pinterest, you guys. I have a virtual assistant. Love her. Get you one if you can. She's wonderful. I looked at my Pinterest the other day. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got 13,000 followers on there. That's not me. That's her. I cannot understand Pinterest for some reason. And I just haven't taken the time to learn either. I'm on TikTok, but I rarely post that because it's just overwhelming. So I would say your sanity and what you can mentally handle is going to determine the answer to that question. If being on all social media platforms is something that you're comfortable with, then go for it. But if it's just mentally too much, don't burn yourself out before you even get anywhere. Keep it simple, right, Leah? Keep it simple. One platform at a time.
Yes.
My reel I used, Got a Friend in Me song. Let me see. I'm going to set a timer. Oh, hold on. Susan, here we go. I clicked the wrong Susan. I'm sorry. I'm just starting to figure out editing on this iPhone. Do you have the InShot app? I would say give that a shot. Honestly, it's so easy to use. I have an iPhone, and I say that because I can get the InShot app on my iPhone. The InShot app is not available as a desktop application, just FYI. So you can only use it on mobile applications, but it's pretty easy. I've been able to do some really great things with it. Good beginner stuff. So, okay, Jackie, any chance someone can share how to do talkovers? So I use the InShot app, like I said, and there's an option on there to do voiceovers, and it's a little microphone, and I just click it, and then it says your voiceover or whatever is starting in 3, 2, 1. I say what I want. I click done. I play it back. If it sounds good, then I keep it. And if it doesn't, I try again. It's kind of like a voicemail. It takes me like 72 times to do a voicemail that I'm actually okay with. So, hi, you've reached Bianca. Blah, blah. No, and then I skip it. And then hi, blah blah blah, and for whatever reason, that's where my brain goes. It is definitely something that has taken me practice to be able to do voiceovers. It is way easier speaking on lives for me, but keep at it. You'll get there. How can you go live on all platforms? I feel like I'm taking over these questions, Leah, but they're kind of techie. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm learning.
StreamYard is kind of nice in that way, actually. So even though my reach tanks, it's kind of nice because right now I am streaming to the Dixie Belle page, Leah's page, my page, and my YouTube page. So there's that. The only place that I cannot stream to that I want to stream to is Instagram. So what people will often do is have the stream going maybe on Facebook. Okay. They'll have one camera going on Facebook and maybe they have their phone on the side for Instagram. They'll literally just kind of talk between the two, hey, Facebook, hey, Instagram. Today we're talking about, okay. So that's the only way that I've been able to figure out how to go live on Instagram. Not that I've done it. I'm like, look, Instagram needs to make it easier. So I just haven't done it on Instagram for that reason, because I don't think I can wrap my brain around two different broadcasts going at once, You
can also use old cell phones too. That's another way.
That's so smart.
Like, I just take my son's cell phone. I'm like, give me your cell phone, and then I'll go live 2 places at once.
Okay. So yes, Susan, that's right. InShot app. That's exactly right. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Leora, I'm liking that. I make my 14-year-old daughter do all my social media posts because I don't have time to learn all these platforms. Yeah. Amen.
You guys, that's another really good point. Like my 11-year-old daughter, like I was doing a TikTok and I was so frustrated because I could not figure out how to type in, like I use Slick Stick just for this clip. And I go, Reagan, can you show me 2 minutes? Mom, you do this. And it was like,
why do they always have to do that, by the way? Mom, why do they gotta start it like that, right? Like, okay, you're judging me, but all right.
Yeah, but it is. Ask a teenager. Ask a teenager for help, and it's nothing to them. It's like tying their shoes. They just know. And then and then you're like, okay, cool. And take it slow. Here's the other thing with technology, what I've learned. Take it slow. Just learn what you can and just do it. Like if you go on my TikTok right now, it is not polished. It is not perfect, but I am just posting and learning how to do it and doing it more and more and more. I did the same thing with Facebook until now. I feel like I could post on Facebook in my sleep. I know how to post. I know what words to use. I know what time of day. It just takes doing. And the one thing I could tell you guys all is just be willing to suck at it. Be willing to suck at something. If you're gonna, nobody starts out great at all things. Someone asked me on this trip, they said, do you ever look back at your pieces and think, oh my God, I can't believe I painted that? And I said, yeah, sometimes I look back at my pieces and I go, oh my gosh, I can't believe somebody has that in their house. And you just have to be willing to suck at something. You have to be willing to not be good at it. You have to be willing to go live and say something stupid, start a smoke fire, whatever it might be. Like you learn and you can delete them. You have to be willing to not be good at it.
Right. All right, one more comment that I have to show because it's making me giggle, and then we'll be done here. Susan, my grandson at 4 years old once said to me in his grown-up, patient adult voice, here, let me do it.
Yeah, I love it.
That is so funny. All right. So with that said, Leah, carry us out.
Thank you guys for joining us. I hope that this inspired you to go live. If you want to grow your business or your social media, if you guys have any topic ideas, please give us an email at beyondthebrushlive@gmail.com. You can just screenshot that, or you guys are always welcome to, you guys can always DM me at Leah Noell Design Co. I have my messages open. If you send me ideas, I will share them with Bianca and we'll get them going. So thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back again next week at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. Have a great week.
Daylight savings again. Bye, guys.
Bye.